Englishman coming out now.
You can have evens if you want it.
Well,
I don't bet you know
they are the unlucky club. They should be on 10 points when you consider they've lost 2 points for using...
Don't bet. You've got to give you an anaesthetic, take the money out of your pocket. Have something on at the evens.
I don't bet, mate.
You, Blake, you're compulsive, you, Blake. I'll have 100 on, please.
You're set.
Let's look into the crystal ball a little bit into next year. Rabs, I know that you've got pretty firm views on what might happen if a Super League competition does start off.
Well, they're saying they are going to. They're going to say to the courts of law, the law courts, they're going to say like they have to a contract. Forget about all of that. Well, we are Rupert Murdoch, and we will just stampede over the top of anything. So,
right. Well, what are we going to see ARL lines?
Well, see, I had a couple of questions. I've had a fairly close association with the Metropolitan Cup since its inception, and I've had a couple of people suggesting to me that the league, to get 16 sides, would bring up clubs like Ryde, Eastwood, Wentworthville, maybe even Newtown, resurrect Newtown.
That won't happen.
Well, I spoke to a league official this morning, and he said, no, that is definitely not on. The ARL would be comfortable with the most comfortable number of 12, keeping in mind that there will be 3 sides missing from the Sydney scene as well, so that is going to free up a few players, number one, and also it's going to free up a few spectators to come across, I would hope, to the Sydney-based side. So if they do start up and they take their 8 clubs, the ARL will operate with 12 teams.
So, Block, there is going to be an infusion of players there. Like, there are 4 Bulldogs players up for grabs now, who hopefully Parramatta will sign very, very shortly.
Well, that's something that's something I really want to talk
English
about
players?
when you come back to me.
Well, I'm a firm believer that the top 5 sides who finished the premiership this year should not be allowed to have any of the players that are left over. So, if we've got a 12-team competition, the bottom sides will be strong.
So what you're doing now...
We'll have our own super competition then.
You're advocating the draft, in effect.
Yeah, which worries me, because the one thing that you can't do is tell players where they've got to play.
Yeah, but Peter, at the end of the day...
We want our competition to be strong. I mean,
well, I'm not saying you want to be told, mate, but I'm simply saying to you, if you don't do something about the rich getting rich and the poor getting poorer, you'll finish up like Super League with Canberra and Brisbane and possibly Auckland.
Well, like us. Fatty gets richer and we do this to nothing. Hey, I'm with you then. I'll run with that.
No, all I'm saying is the ideal situation for one of these tournaments would be to have as close to competitive balance as you can get. Now, I know it might sound like it's impossible, but at least try. In other words, like Blocker says, if Manly's comfortable and Easts are comfortable and everybody's... Why do you want to prevent the Parramatters, the Balmains and those blokes getting stronger? That's all I'm saying.
Just another aspect of this Super League war. I do a lot of development up there with the Crushers, and I managed to stumble across a Super League document that they've faxed to all the schools in New South Wales and Queensland, and it's got Barry Russell, who's their Junior League Development Officer. It says that the part that really sort of annoyed me was this type of thing where it says, how much is he worth? I don't know if you can see that, but that appalled me. I think it really summarises the Super League attitude from the word go. How much is he worth? And it talks about how Barry Russell, who they claim's got extensive experience, I think he's had 12 months as a full-time development officer. You know, they're waving money at schools and all sorts of things.
There's plenty of questions that need to be answered, don't there? And that's junior development is going to be one of them. For mine, I think what's happening at the moment, there are 3 winners. The first one is the solicitors and the lawyers. The second one are the players' agents. The third one are the Sydney Swans. We'll be back shortly after the break.